Welcome to episode 90 of Shane Talks. That's right, 90. There are only 9 episodes left to go to try to finish off Shane Talks by episode 99 at the end of this year. So we're squeezing in some mid-month episodes, and this is the first of those. As always, I'm joined by Jason Elmayer, the greatest co-host in the history of podcasting. How you doing today, sir?
Doing well, sir. How are you?
I'm great. We're also joined by Mr. Mark Buckwalter, our resident 80s action hero friend. How you doing today, Mark?
Doing well. You said friend, but you said it with like you said friend, but it was like questionable. Like,
I think he was going for more like a connoisseur of 80s.
That's my brain just froze and paused on like what word to use for you, and so I just went with friend. I apologize for the way that
no.
The way to call him out on it though is good.
Yeah. And last but not least, we're joined by another friend,
Acquaintance.
Acquaintance. He knows a little bit about movies, so we thought we'd bring him in. Mr. Snow, how are you today, sir?
Just peachy.
Thank you for joining us, man. It's been a while. You haven't been on, I think, since like we did our Marvel run where you were on for a couple of episodes.
Well, yeah, you bring me in for the specialty episodes. You need an expert panelist or something, so you know.
Exactly. Well, I appreciate your time today joining us, my good friend.
I do what I can. Thank you.
It's the middle of summer, and like summer blockbusters. I mean, honestly, summer blockbusters kind of suck right now. We haven't had a good summer blockbuster. Well, I guess Maverick a couple of years ago was like a good summer blockbuster, but like we haven't had anything like Armageddon level or The Rock or like Bad Boys. Well, I guess that was an April release anyway, because this year's Bad Boys was not a great summer release. But like back in the 90s or even the 80s, we had great summer blockbuster movies. And so like I had a lot of fun doing our 90s music draft that we did a couple of months ago. So ever since then, I wanted to do another draft, and I was trying to think of something that we could draft for. And so I was thinking about summer blockbusters. So I asked all of you guys to join. I've given you some categories that we're going to be drafting, as in like our wide receiver and our running back and our quarterback. And we have some positions to draft actors in. Once an actor is drafted, nobody else can use them. You can't draft them in a different category. When an actor or actress is selected, they are off the board. Can't use them. One actor or actress per draft. So the categories that I'm giving you guys to draft your movies. We got to draft a hero, your quarterback. Who's the star of this? The villain. Who is your hero going up against? Your hero has to have a love interest. So who are they trying to get with throughout the course of the movie? And then every action movie's got like a team. They've got a group of people that are working with your hero. We've got a brain. I want you to give me somebody that's like a smarty guy. The muscle, the enforcer of the squad, the comedian, because every group has to have that guy that you don't really know what he does, but he just sits around and cracks jokes and is silly and goofy and funny. I want one of them on your team. Then every group's got to have a family member, whether they're actually involved or if they get kidnapped or somehow a family member is involved with your main character. Cast that person also. And then I gave you guys an 8th category, a wild card. Anything you want. Throw in any actor or actress for any other role that I mean, if one of these other people needs a sidekick or, whatever, anything you want, put an 8th person on your roster. And then after we finish the draft, after we get everybody's draft together and your team, I want each one of you to pitch me on your movie. What's going to happen in your movie with all these actors that you've drafted? And like, we're essentially all playing producers, and we're trying to put together a great cast for our movie. So with that being said, before we started recording, I used their randomizer just like I did for the last draft, and I put together a draft order. So we will go with round number 1 is Snow. The number 1 overall pick, buddy. You get the first pick. You are on the clock right now.
Nobody wants this pick, but all right.
Followed by Jason, followed by Mark, and then I'm going last in the first round. So let's do round number 1. Round number 1, pick number 1. Number 1 overall pick. Who is Snow taking to start putting his action movie together?
if all the actors in the universe, I mean, this is
Yep.
what you're giving me.
Yep.
Anybody.
So look, I guess we should throw this other. Like, they have to be alive right now to be able to
Okay.
be in this movie. Like, this can't be like, I can't put Tupac Shakur in my movie. Like, I
Yeah,
want, if you were drafting or like casting a movie right now,
that
the
is sad.
actors or actresses need to be active in Hollywood, or I mean, they don't have to be active, I guess, right now. If you want to cast somebody from the '80s that maybe hasn't done a movie in a long time, but like you're putting together in 2024 a movie. So you got to
Okay.
cast it with people that are available right now that could actually physically be in this movie.
Well, you want asses in seats,
Mm-hmm.
and you need people to show up. So who's hot right now? I would have to say, and it's sad to say, Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell already off the board, and I can't argue that he was on my list for a different role. So we got Glenn Powell going #1 overall, and
Currently hot right now.
Who are you putting him in as your hero?
He is my hero.
He is your hero. All right, so we're putting that on the board. Glenn Powell, #1 overall, and going in the hero role for Snow's movie. All right, brother. I can't argue that pick. I thought he was going to split where I could pick him up a little later, and he wasn't going to be my hero, but I was going to put him somewhere else. All right, pick #2, Mr. Mayor. What are you thinking?
All right. I've dreamt up this wonderful movie, thinking about this entire scenario. And I feel like if I don't take this person #1, he's definitely going to show up somewhere else. And just because I can, and because I like to be a prick to Shane every now and then, I'm
going to pick Matthew Lillard #1.
I'm taking Ben Affleck #1.
Oh my God, no! No!
Wow.
I'm playing it strategic, baby. I've got this plan. It's ready for it.
He literally, like, he wasn't going to be my first pick, but he was definitely who I thought I could get with pick #2. Like, he was going to, he was going to be my villain in my movie, because I always like, Ben's always like the good guy, and like, but yes, I wanted him, but I wanted him for the villain in my movie. Mayor. Oh man! All right, so we're taking Ben Affleck #2, and where is he going in your cast?
He is going to be the family member.
The family. See, this is bullshit. Like, you're not even. Oh, Mr. Mayor. You didn't even take your hero first? I am.
Because I think I can get my hero in the second round. But I knew that I couldn't get Ben Affleck, most likely.
You could have done it. You could have gotten Ben in round 2, probably, because you're picking before me in round 2. He was my plan for round 2 to put him as the villain in my. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. Okay, well, all right. Fuck you, Jason. Mark Buckwalter. You have the third pick in the first round, and who are you going to draft with your selection?
Well, I'll say it's a hero.
Okay, you're going for your hero. Cool.
Even though he's known to play some baddies.
Okay.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, good choice.
Wow.
That is a good one. Wasn't on my radar, so I'm not as mad at you as I am with Jason. But I could definitely see Tom Hardy in the movie. And you said he was your hero, right? I put it in the right spot.
Yeah, he can play a hero.
He's your hero? Okay,
I like
it.
the heroes with a little bit of an edge to them, right?
Sure, absolutely. I can
He's
definitely see that. Okay, well, as I'm rethinking my entire plot to my movie now, based on Ben Affleck not being able to be my villain, I think I'm still going to go with my same hero. He's still available. I'm agreeing with Snow's concept of who's hot right now, who do I think can get in the seats. I'm picking my hero for the movie also. It is not by chance that I'm wearing the Wrexham hat this evening. I will be going with Ryan Reynolds as my hero, whose brother will not be played by Ben Affleck in this movie. All right, there we go. We got round one done. All of us except Jason got their heroes because Jason had to be a dick. But we have Glenn Powell first overall, Ben Affleck going second, Tom Hardy was third, and my pick of Ryan Reynolds rounds out round number one. All really solid actors. I can't fault anybody for wanting to have them in their movies, especially not Jason. Well, we're on to round number two now, where Mr. Mayor gets the first overall pick. And are you going for your hero now, like you should have previously done?
I am going for my hero right now.
Is it Matt Damon? Are you putting Matt Damon and Ben Affleck in a movie as brothers?
It is not Matt Damon who will be my hero.
Is it Tom Brady? Is it Tom Brady? Are you putting Tom Brady and Ben Affleck in a movie together?
I am not putting Tom Brady in my film either. Although you do give me like there's that moment where now that you say that I'm like, ooh, that would be kind of funny.
We could do the Dunkings movie.
But no. So my hero is going to be Keanu.
Wow.
Reeves.
Whoa.
Keanu Reeves. Man, okay, well, based on that alone, you've got me ticket bought for Jason's action summer blockbuster movie. Keanu Reeves with a family member of Ben Affleck. I am in for this movie. I don't even care what the plot is. I'll go see it. I'm in. All right. Pick number two in round number two. We're going back to Snow. Snow, who are you looking at, and where would you like to cast them?
I need a villain. Every true hero needs a villain. And I think I just got done watching The Big Short. Very underrated, very amazing movie.
Okay.
I think I need Steve Carell as my villain.
Oh, okay.
Right. The man's got some weird range.
Well, as your villain, now what am I looking at here? Snow and villain. I appreciate when a good comedian can do a dramatic role. So, I mean, Will Ferrell's done a couple of dramatic things.
Yeah.
Like, if Steve Carell can pull it off. I mean, like Steve Carell, what was the Hulu show that he did? He wasn't the villain in it, but it was dramatic. He was the therapist that was locked in the basement.
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah, whatever that was. He wasn't a villain in it, but like it was a very dramatic role, and I thought that he did really well in that movie or that TV series. So I could definitely see him doing that.
Yep, he's got the comedic and he can go dark. So yeah.
Yeah, Robin Williams did a couple of dark roles. He was the villain in Insomnia. So he could, if Robin Williams can pull off doing a villain like that, I could definitely see Steve Carell pulling something like that off.
Oh.
Well, I am gonna have to call in. I have pick number 3 in round 2, and I'm gonna have to call an audible for somebody that I was planning to cast somewhere else, but now that I have to replace Ben Affleck as my villain, I mean, I can replace this guy somewhere. But I think I'm going to go with my villain here. And this was somebody that I was like, I kind of wanted him, but like if I didn't get him, I wasn't going to be upset. But then like I'm thinking the only reason that like I know this guy can be a villainish character because opposite Ben Affleck, he was in The Accountant with him. And then this dude's really fresh in my head from just finishing The Bear over the weekend. But I guess I'm going to have to go with John Barenthal for my villain. Definitely Punisher vibes. I was going to put him on the team somewhere else if I got him. But I think with Ben not being available, I'm going to have to shift John Barenthal over into my villain. So yeah, John Barenthal is going to be the villain in my film. All right, Mr. Buckwalter, we are over to you, sir.
All right. I'm not good with actors' names. So
okay.
The Magneto. They got to play Magneto.
Young Magneto or old Magneto?
New Magneto is my
new Magneto. Okay.
Fassbender.
Michael Fassbender. Yeah. Okay. All right, Michael Fassbender.
He plays a good bad guy. Yeah.
I can see that. Is that your villain then?
Yep, that's my villain. I need a strong back and forth between him, Tom Hardy.
Him and Tom Hardy going at each other could get really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. All right, so round number 2, we got Jason with Keanu Reeves. Snow went with the comedian Steve Carell for his villain. I pivoted over to John Barenthal, and Mark went with Michael Fassbender in his villain role. We are moving to round number 3. Mark, you got back-to-backs, my good sir. You get another pick. Who are you going with?
Oh, you're going to have to help me with this. Shane, you know this.
Okay.
This is, I don't know the guy's name, but this is going to be the Muscle, and this is a weird pick. This is a weird one.
Okay.
And Mallrats.
Okay.
The big guy.
The
Kevin
big
Smith?
guy?
Oh, no, the sailboat guy.
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, sailboat.
Ethan Suplee, the one
Ethan
that's like really jacked now?
That's
Ethan
my Muscle.
Suplee? Okay, that's your who?
That's
your
my Muscle.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I still am not understanding what you're saying. What role is he?
The Muscle.
The muscle.
Got it. Okay. Gotcha. Apologies. I got no. All right. So the Muscle for Mark. There we go. Ethan Suplee. And I like that, man. That dude is huge and jacked right now.
Yeah, I saw him. I was like, you know what? He's good Muscle. You know,
Yeah, I can't argue that at all.
Yeah.
Jason, who you pick number 2 in round 3? Who are you going for?
This is the weird one because I'm like, man, I want to go one way, but I also want to go the other. But as far as things go, I think I'm gonna go villain.
Okay.
And this guy just, I think he has tons and tons of range. I'm going Jamie Foxx.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Why Snow got that kind of attitude there?
Just trying to picture him as the villain.
Oh, I mean, you saw Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, we watched that, right? I'm gonna need a better argument. Spider-Man, talk to me. We're friends.
I don't have one.
But I respect his choice.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I'm now interested to see what Jamie Foxx is doing in this villainish role. All right, Snow, pick number 3 in round number 3, my good sir. Oh, you went 1-1, you went 2-2, and now you're 3-3. But that does not go for round 4. Okay, so anyway, pick number 3 in round number 3. Who you looking at?
Well, speaking of Spider-Man, I need a love interest.
Yep.
I'm not saying she's the hottest with the body, but she's got personality and range. I need Zendaya.
Okay.
She puts asses in seats too.
I will go watch anything she's in.
Yeah.
Love interest for Snow's movie.
Almost pivoted to Sydney Sweeney, but we've had enough Glen Powell and Sydney Sweeney. And yes, she is just all boobs, but it's fine.
Well, and I mean, because you just dropped her name, I'm just going to jump ahead and go ahead and make her my love interest because that's what I was thinking about. I didn't know if I needed to take her right now, but now that her name has been brought up and is on everybody else's minds, I'm just going to need to make sure that I remove that. So I think Ryan Reynolds and Sydney Sweeney in a movie together could play out interesting. So let's go.
If anything, their babies would be glorious.
Sydney Sweeney on there, and she can be put as my love interest for Mr. Ryan Reynolds. And done. All right. So in round number 3, Mark started off with his muscle on the team with Ethan Suplee. Jason picked his villain with Jamie Foxx. And Snow and I got our love interests out of the way with the Zendaya, however you pronounce it, and Sydney Sweeney. Moving into round number 4, I have the first. Oh, cool! I was going to be able to get Sydney Sweeney anyway. Who do I need? The brain, the comedian, the muscle, or the family member? Who could be a family member for Ryan Reynolds? Why didn't I think that through?
McElhaney. I bring up the Wrexham guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, I probably shouldn't, but I'm not feeling that at the moment. I think. Nah, because he already played the sidekick. Man, and I don't like that guy enough to put him in a movie that I want to cast. Yeah, You know, yeah, okay. All right. I'm gonna pick my muscle now. And I think I'm gonna have to go with Jack Reacher himself, get some Alan Richardson into my movie.
Good call.
Um, yeah, I think that's gonna be the muscle on my team. As much as I didn't really care for Unruly Gentleman or whatever the hell that movie was called, I thought he did really well in it and played a very muscle. I mean, obviously what he does in Reacher is awesome. So, Alan Richardson,
Yep.
Richardson.
Richardson.
It's like Worcestershire sauce. Yeah, exactly. So we all know who I'm talking about. Alan Richardson. He is going to be the muscle on my team. All right. Next up in round 4, it is you, Snow. What are you looking at?
You already grabbed your muscle and had a
Showing that muscle all the time.
muscle, right? Yeah.
But you know,
I mean, underrated, but I love him in all his comedic roles. I'll grab the big muscle. Give me Cena.
see, and that's who I was thinking about, and I can't fault you. I don't like him.
I just changed mine, so I do not feel that pain. I am so happy.
I love him in Cop Blockers. I mean, he was great.
What am I looking at here? The muscle for Snow is John Cena. All right. What do you mean? So, Jason, I'm not following you. You wanted John Cena, but you didn't.
I had him as my muscle because I'm like yeah. I had him lined up for that, but I think I came up with a better idea. So
gotcha. Yeah, he was the one that I just said a minute ago that I didn't like him enough. I mean, I can 100% see him in that role. I just don't like him enough to cast him in my movie. Mark, you have the third pick in round 4. Where are you going, sir?
The comedian.
Okay, who's your comedian, sir?
See, this will be relevant today. Paul Rudd. Put him as a comedian.
Paul Rudd. Okay.
Nice.
See,
definitely. I mean,
it's relevant. He's round.
Yep.
You know, like he can do it.
Definitely can do it. He can essentially play his Ant-Man character and be awesome at it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Paul Rudd is your comedian. Mr. Mayor, you got back-to-back picks here. So you're gonna end round 4 for us and then start round 5. What are you looking at?
All right. My muscle.
Okay.
I'm going Terry Crews.
Oh, nice. I like it. I can't wait to see Terry Crews throw down with Jamie Foxx. All right, we are looking at Jason's roster. We are looking at the muscle. We're looking at Terry Crews. We all have our muscle cast now. Me going with Alan Richardson, Jason going with Terry Crews, Snow going with John Cena, and Mark going with Ethan Suplee. The muscle is all filled up. So that ends round number 4, where Jason, 3 of us picked our muscle in that round, and then Mark finished out his comedian role with Paul Rudd. Starting up round 5, Jason, you're first, man. Where are we going?
I'm going for my love interest on this. Okay. Keanu Reeves is,
Sandra Bullock,
huh? Yeah,
Sandra Bullock, huh?
I wanted to, and I thought about it. I really, really did. But once I lay out my summer blockbuster movie, you will totally understand why I went with this one instead. And it's not just because she's a beautiful, beautiful face who's been in front of us for 30 years now, or 25 years, 25-ish years. But I am going for Keanu Reeves, since he's as old as he is. I want to get somebody who's a little bit kind of close to his age. Especially when it comes to movie age, right? So I am going with the gorgeous, never flawed Jessica Alba. So,
sorry.
Oh, get ready for it. Snow, you're going to love my movie once I pitch it to you, man. You're going to be like, Jason won this.
Never flawed.
that gorgeous.
The blue was the shit. You're not going
That woman is absolutely stunningly gorgeous. So
she was the Dark Angel.
Yeah, she was James Cameron's Dark Angel. Round number 5, pick number 2. Snow, we are back to you again, my friend. Where are you going?
That'd be my day. I want my brain.
You want your brain? Okay. Who's the smart guy on your squad?
And I love it because we're going to do a nice smart with the humor. And if anyone saw him in The Martian, I think he did a great job. Donald Glover.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Like it.
Childish Gambino is my brain.
I like it a lot. Yeah, you're double dipping there with a comedic brain. All right, Jessica Alba, Donald Glover. What am I looking at here? The brain, the comedian, the family member, and whatever else I want. Okay. Let me think here. Let me think. Okay. Ooh. All right. Oh man, I hadn't even thought about this until now. I think I'm doing it. I'm taking my comedian, and she's gonna be gothed out. I'm going goth girl comedian on the team.
Kat Dennings.
Ooh, that's a really good call too. Ooh,
I'm not making this movie for you.
man, you almost are. Man, you're almost getting me to either.
I've seen her in Goth.
My comedian, or put her in somewhere else. I'm sticking with my original plan.
Right.
Kat Dennings is a great idea that I had not thought of. For my comedian, I'm going female. Like I said, she's going to be super goth girl, black and purple hair. Is essentially what Felicity was in alternate Arrow timeline. But I'm going to go with Taylor Tomlinson.
You bastard! I'm totally going for
my comedian. Yeah, I'm going Taylor Tomlinson for that.
That is where I was leaning. Good call.
Oh, nice.
What is she do?
She's a stand-up comedian, and then she does the late night show after midnight.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I just meant like, what is she on your crew?
Oh, on my list, she's the comedian. She's the comedian on the group.
Yeah, I know who she is. I just like. Yeah.
Yep, she's my comedian. Pick number 4. We are going to go to Mark. Mark, who are you looking at this round?
We pick the brain.
The brain. Okay. All right.
The Michael Shannon.
Who?
Nice.
Michael Shannon. Good call.
Yeah, he's going to be
Michael Shannon. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, because he can do that mad scientist crazy kind of.
Oh, okay, yeah. Michael Shannon, Zod himself.
Oh.
I like that. I can definitely see him, glasses, a trench coat, or overcoat, or whatever scientists wear.
Yeah,
definitely.
Like little nuts, but yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. All right, that was a good round 5. Seeing Jessica Alba, Donald Glover, Taylor Tomlinson, and Michael Shannon all go. Moving on to round number 6. Snow, you are up first in round 6, my good sir.
Oh, that hurt.
Were you really thinking Taylor Tomlinson?
I had her. She was locked and loaded.
I'm glad I stole that.
Yeah, I got to go with my girl Kat then.
You son of a bitch! I was gonna find a place for her in my anything category.
No, she's gonna be my comedian.
She's gonna be your comedian. All right, I don't fault you for that at all. I had not thought about her until you brought her name up, and I was like, if I get the chance, I will put her in my movie somewhere else. So Kat Dennings is your comedian.
One-liners and dry wit. Yeah, I can do that.
Yep, I fully support that choice right there. Pick number 2 in round number 6. Mr. Mayor, what are you looking at, my friend?
So we got 3 left, right? This one and then 2 more rounds.
And 2 more, yep. You still have the brain, the comedian, and your anything category.
I think the other 2 are untouchable.
Okay.
I'm going wild card.
Wild card, okay.
And I'm doing Natalie Portman.
Oh, Natalie Portman. Very nice. Natalie Portman. Any idea why you're going with her in your wild card? You got a place put for her?
I do. I just like once you threw that in there, I was like, man, where am I? Who am I? What? And then I realized, wait a minute, the other ones are dudes. Everybody else is a dude in this. So I decided to go with Natalie Portman as the wild card.
Okay.
And I've got an idea on what I want to do for that character already.
Nice.
Yep, I'm good.
All right, I like it. Pick number 3 in round 6 is me. What do I have left to draft up here? Let's look. I need a brain, I need a family member, and I need a wild card. So let's see here. I still don't understand why I haven't thought of a family member for Ryan Reynolds yet. So who do I think would be a good brain? You know what? I'm following a little bit in Snow here, following a little Snow territory. He went Donald Glover, his brain. I'm gonna pick the Abed to your Troy, and I'm gonna go with Danny Pudi for my brain. I think Danny Pudi could. I mean, he's done it in the Marvel universe, so I think Danny Pudi is gonna be my brain for this. What am I looking here? Oh, there we go. Pick 3 in round 6. Danny Pudi for Shane for my brain on my team. Pick number 4, round 6. Mark, it is you, my sir. What are you looking at?
Oh, okay, family member.
Family
I don't
member.
know the
All
guy's
right.
name.
Who is Tom Hardy's family member? Well, we'll walk you through it. What's this person done?
Who's the Jason? You know this. It's my favorite scene in the whole movie. In the road trip, and you know where I'm going with this, Jay. Right?
DJ Qualls?
So the question is, are you talking about the eater of the French toast or the one who creates the French toast?
The kid who eats the French toast.
DJ Qualls.
DJ Qualls, yes.
Absolutely.
All right. DJ Qualls, man, that's a name I haven't thought about in a long time.
It's good.
It's good.
DJ Qualls and Tom Hardy. That's got to be a great Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. DJ Qualls playing. And weirdly, they both have like a look to them that I could see being related. I'm okay.
It's the odd couple. Yeah.
It's what?
It's the odd couple. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. All right, I fully support that. Round 6 saw Kat Dennings and Natalie Portman go. I went with Danny Pudi, and Mark went all the way back to 2000 to pull DJ Qualls out of obscurity to be in this movie. I love it. Round number 7, pick number 1 goes to Mr. Mayor. Where are you going, man? You got two categories left.
Comedian, this guy has shown his chops plenty of times, but he's also a good actor as well. So, and I think it would be entertaining. And it's only because what comes to my brain, especially when I'm thinking of him being comedic, is the Ant-Man series. So Michael Pena as
I like it.
My comedian.
Good call.
Very, very much like that. I can definitely get behind it. Like, dude, because how Marvel hasn't just used him to recap the entire Marvel franchise in a 2-hour long video. I don't understand, because I would listen to that and I'd watch that entire thing of him just telling us everything that's happened in the Marvel universe, because his storytelling ability in that first Ant-Man is so enjoyable.
I agree.
All right, round 7, pick number 2, Mr. Mark. You, my sir. Your 2 categories you have left. You are looking for a love interest. You still don't have that, or your wild card. Anything you want.
Oh, me?
You.
Here's a crazy one. You want love interest?
Okay, yeah, I want a love interest.
This is going to throw a wrench in the works, brother. Here you go. You ready?
Yep, let's hear it.
Lady Gaga.
She's already supposed to be one.
That I can't argue at all. I will let her be my love interest in anything she wants to be. I like that pick a lot. Very nicely done. Pick number 3 in round 7, Snow. What are you looking at finishing out?
My family member.
Your Snow's category, the family member. Who are we looking at? Who's going to be in Glenn Powell's family?
I think Glenn needs a badass little sister.
Okay,
And
okay.
she's gonna be Bella Ramsey.
Oh, I like it. Okay.
She's got good range. She normally plays tough, but got some humor in there too. I like it.
I like that a lot. All right, who do I still need in here? I'm looking at the family member and the anything goes category. All right, you know what? You just went female for a
Trying to keep
family member. What was that?
trying to keep it diverse here.
Yeah, no, and I support that 100%. I think I'm going with a female family member also for Ryan Reynolds. Who could play Ryan Reynolds' twin sister in my movie?
Blake Lively.
What was that? Oh,
Blake
Jesus.
Lively.
Why don't you give him his name, Scarlett Johansson?
Right?
You guys are throwing out some good ideas, but I think I'm going to do Blake Lively's co-star in whatever that movie was called. My girl still is available. I think Ryan Reynolds' sister could easily be Anna Kendrick.
Simple favor.
Yep. Yeah, that one. So yeah, I definitely, the family member is going to be Ryan Reynolds' twin sister, Anna Kendrick. And done. All right. How was round 7? Went with Michael Pena, Lady Gaga, Bella Ramsey, and Anna Kendrick. All great choices by us. All right, we are looking at the last round. This is it, guys. We're finishing out our categories. And I'm up first. Oh shit. Okay. Who do I have my wild card left over? Who Man, I'm the one that sprung this one on you guys, and I didn't even come up with anything for it. So my wild card character to add to this cast. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think. Yeah. Is this where I want to go? You know, I don't even know what I'm going to do with him. I have no idea what I'm even going to do with this guy yet. Hopefully I can figure it out before we pitch it. But I feel like I would be remiss to not cast this guy in my movie. And that would be, how am I drawing a blank on Stu Macher's real name?
Matthew Lillard?
Matthew Lillard. There we go. Thank you.
He literally said it a minute ago.
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard. Can I spell his name properly, please? Can't remember it. Can't spell it right. Lillard. There we go. All right. All right. Yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna. I don't know where he's gonna fall, but I did say his name a little bit ago, and I think I can find a place for him. Mark, round 8, pick number 2. Your last category that you need is your just anything. You're random. They can be whatever you want them to be. Who do you got? Who's last for you to take to put in your movie?
We need a big name. Denzel Washington.
Oh, okay.
Wow, Denzel goes last. That's gonna be a hell of a movie.
Yeah. That's a great pick there.
Yeah.
Bringing some Oscar buzz to your movie. All right, Snow, what do you got left? I think you've also got you've got your anything category left. Anybody you want can do anything in your movie. Who you got left over?
I mean, you said wild card.
Yeah.
You gotta go with the biggest wild card there is. You can't have a wild card without the wild man. And you get your Oscar. None other than the great Nick Cage.
I love it.
And then you can go full Cage at any moment. I don't even know when, but we're going full Cage.
Oh.
That's wonderful.
That is brilliant casting there. All right, round 8, pick number 4, the end. Jason, you still need the brain for your team. The untouchable actor that you thought nobody else would draft. Is he still up there for you?
He is.
Who is it? Who's your brain?
The brain for my movie. Ken Jeong.
Oh, we're getting the whole cast of Community in this in summer blockbusters. All right,
should have been
young. So, last pick of the draft. I dig it. All right, let's do a quick recap of everybody's cast before I get you guys to pitch me your movies. Mr. Mayor, your cast sees Keanu Reeves starring as the hero against the villain Jamie Foxx. Keanu Reeves has a love interest of Jessica Alba. Your crew is put together with Kim Jong as your brain, Terry Crews as your muscle, Michael Pena as your comedian, Ben Affleck as your family member, and Natalie Portman as your whatever you want her to be in the movie. Snow, your cast is as follows. Your hero is Mr. Glenn Powell, who will be battling wits with Mr. Steve Carell in a villainous role. Glenn Powell will be trying to seduce Zendaya in the movie. Glenn Powell's team is put together with Donald Glover as the brain, John Cena as the muscle, Kat Dennings as the comedian, Bella Ramsey as the family member, and Mr. Nicolas Cage himself in whatever role you want him to be in. Mark Buckwalter, your summer blockbuster movie features the following cast. You are headlined by Tom Hardy going up against Michael Fassbender. Tom Hardy is attempting to woo Lady Gaga in your film, while his team is put together with the brain Michael Shannon, the muscle Ethan Suplee, the comedian Paul Rudd. Somehow DJ Qualls got himself cast in your movie, and Denzel Washington and DJ Qualls, I hope, have a great scene together in your film. And finally, my movie features Mr. Ryan Reynolds as the star going up against John Barenthal, not Ben Affleck. Ryan Reynolds is trying to get with Sydney Sweeney in my film, while his team is put together with Danny Pudi, Alan Richardson, Taylor Tomlinson, Anna Kendrick, and Matthew Lillard. All right, Mr. Mayor, I want to hear the pitch for your summer blockbuster movie. Let's hear it, my friend. Let's go.
All right, so it starts off. Keanu Reeves is in the Museum of Natural History in New York City. And he's standing there all by himself. And then, he puts his hand up to his ear and he's like, is everybody in position? And everybody responds in the affirmatives. And then that's how we get exposed to everybody who's on this crew of Michael Pena, Terry Crews, Ken Jeong, so those guys say, yeah, affirmative, we're in position. And so then he turns around, he walks to a certain area, and then you see the beautiful Jessica Alba sitting there explaining, like curating, just talking about something in the museum, explaining things to him and to a group. And then all of a sudden the group kind of like spreads open, right? And while they spread open, she's like, I don't know what's going on. She turns around and Keanu Reeves gets down on one knee right in front of her. And he pulls out this ring. And she's been talking about this specific like tablet golden thing that's up on the wall, right? So he's talking to her, he's proposing, she says yes, it's wonderful, but then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose as Jamie Foxx and his guys burst in and like go and grab this, or going after this tablet that's on the wall. And while it slides across the floor, Jessica Alba goes to grab it, and so does Keanu Reeves, and then all of a sudden, everything just goes blank. You find out that everything, once it comes to, you find out everybody's above Keanu Reeves, talking to him, trying to get him to like snap out of it or whatever. And you find out that the entire crew that was there, they weren't ready for anything, but it was a SWAT team. That's his team. That's right. Michael Pena, Terry Crews, all of them, they're part of a SWAT team. So, but while they're talking to Keanu Reeves and waking him up out of everything, he looks over and he realizes Jessica Alba's right next to him and she's kind of coming out of it at the exact same time. The whole point is you end up finding out that Keanu Reeves and Ben Affleck's going to play his brother. They're both going to have the beards going on. Natalie Portman's going to play Jessica Alba's sister, or maybe Ben Affleck's wife. One or the other. They're going to be family members, but they're going to just be like thrown in there as surprise cameos, because this movie is Freaky Friday meets the other guys. So now, instead of body swap, you have body SWAT. And it's a slapstick.
Oh boy.
slapstick buddy comedy of Keanu Reeves trying to get his body swapped back, but the entire time has to act like Jessica Alba. The entire time Jessica Alba has to act like Keanu Reeves, and they're just going to be a silly, ridiculous 80s slapstick buddy comedy. And yeah, the movie's called Body Swat. So there you go.
That is pretty amazing. I like it. I'd pay money to see that. I wish Ben Affleck was a bigger part of your movie because he was supposed to be
I literally
somebody else's movie.
Throughout this entire thing, I just kept going, who's funny? Who's funny? Who does slapstick comedy? Who's got silly, goofy faces? Who's willing to like be stupid on camera? And every single one of these people is willing to be stupid on camera, except for Keanu Reeves, which would be hilarious to watch him play the fish out of water being in his wife's body or his girlfriend's body, whatever, his fiance's body. And we know, Natalie Portman has done all of her Saturday Night Live skits and shown she has that silliness in her. Ben Affleck, we all try to forget Surviving Christmas except for Shane.
Love that movie.
Everybody else, Jessica Alba's shown she has physical comedy chops. And Jamie Foxx, he gets to just be. I kind of envision Jason Momoa in the latest Fast X movie, like that, just silliness, absolutely crazy ridiculousness, and and so that's the whole point of the movie is, they're trying to swap their bodies back and try to get back to normal while chasing Jamie Foxx. And so that's my movie.
Man, you just mentioned Jason Momoa, and none of us cast Jason Momoa in our film.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm all right with that. He's good, but
but yeah.
All right. That was a great pitch. You got my money. I will go see Body SWAT in the theater. No problem. Mr. Buckwalter, pitch me on your movie, my friend.
Oh, shit. Well, probably, like, you got Tom Hardy and his brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
His brother owns a catering business.
Okay.
Right. So he's right, and he's secretly he's special forces CIA. So he's got to kill these you got these rich, corrupt.
Is Tom Hardy the special forces guy, or is DJ Qualls the special forces guy?
Well, it could be either. But
okay.
And then, like I said, the brother is Tom Hardy, but his brother the whole time doesn't know that he's killing these guys, and and then along the way he meets Lady Gaga. She's there at the party, and he doesn't plan on that, falls in love with her. Denzel's kind of like his he's kind of like his Q, his headquarters guy.
Okay.
Informant on that. And he kind of gives him wisdom, and of course, and then you got Magneto. I like calling him Magneto, but he's the main bad guy, so he's going after him, the whole time. And and then the whole thing with and then he discovers like, oh man, they're this whole plan they're gonna poison the city, and that's where you got the brain part of it, and he discovers that, and then he didn't plan on it. And then next, Lady Gaga turns out to be, she's a secret agent. She's there killing people, and she's hired to kill him. And then they say then it turns into the Mr. and Mrs. Smith thing where she's trying to kill him.
Okay, I support that.
So it's like it takes a twist on it. And then Paul Rudd is some goofball there, kind of getting caught in the middle of the whole thing.
I don't think you're ready to surf, man.
Yeah. So it's called the Caterer. Yeah.
It's called The Caterer. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot.
That'd be cool. Like
with DJ Qualls front and center on the poster.
It could be like if you dine in, he'll take you out in a body bag.
Whoa.
All right. Yeah. My friend Snow, you've got Glenn Powell going against Steve Carell, man. Give me this movie.
My elevator pitch. All right.
Yep.
So we have our hero, Glenn Powell, who is the big brother to Bella Ramsey. They're not rich. they're working class. She's still in school. Glenn's just out of school, and he's been working at let's say, the world's last Best Buy. Okay. Where him and the rest of his friends, Donald Glover, the brain, who works in computers, John Cena works in home theater, very excited about his job. Kat Dennings is at customer service. But this being the very last Best Buy, because big, big, big online places like Amazon are taking over and shutting down the little man. However, his girlfriend Zendaya works in, let's call it Amazon, but not Amazon's corporate headquarters. She gets wind that maybe Steve Carell is stealing private information and auctioning it off. And at the same time, that Best Buy is being shut down. So they decide to come up with a plan. We're going to call it maybe a heist of sorts, where they almost put together a grand scheme of breaking into this Amazon place, gutting him for all the money that they have, and then imploding the building so it's out of business. Steve Carell is the main bad guy. It is his Amazon, or whatever you want to call it. Head of security is Nicolas Cage. And it is Cage's job to stop them from breaking in. I mean, he is supposed to be there, and he's failing at every turn and having to deal with Carell getting pissed at him for every turn. All right, they don't know why things are going missing, but shit is slowly going missing, and the company is slowly imploding. And I will call it the retail holdup.
The retail holdup. I like it.
That's good.
That's very fun. That sounds like a very fun, fun movie.
I see Ocean's 11 mixed with a little bit of Clerks. I don't know.
Okay. I can definitely support that. All right, man. I hope you guys are ready for this. I don't even know if I'm ready for this pitch. Shane's movie opens in the streets of Los Angeles during a car race scene. Some guys are doing some street racing in the middle of downtown Los Angeles. Our lead, Ryan Reynolds, is racing against one of his really good friends, Matthew Lillard. And they're racing against some other guys. And then what happens? What we think is an asteroid comes out of space and just destroys Matthew Lillard's car. Unfortunately, he dies in the opening sequence of this film. Very, very sad. I know. It hurts me to say it, but he's there, and during the opening credits, we're building up their friendship, and they're laughing together and joking together and talking about how they've been racing streetcars for so long together, and they've been, and that sends Ryan Reynolds into this really sad, depression moment thing. And then a bunch of other asteroids start hitting downtown Los Angeles, and we're like, whoa, what's going on? And then we find out asteroids are coming down from outer space, but they kind of seem to know where they're going. So all of a sudden we realize these aren't really asteroids. We're being attacked from outer space. And that's when that's when John Barenthal comes over the speaker system to explain, I'm here and I am going to destroy Earth. We end up finding out this is a time travel movie. John Barenthal is from the future. He ends up kidnapping Anna Kendrick at one point, who is Ryan Reynolds' sister in the movie. We end up finding out that he kidnaps Anna Kendrick, and he specifically murdered Matthew Lillard because we see a flash forward of the future that John Barenthal came from, where Anna Kendrick and Matthew Lillard had a child together, and that child murdered the parents of John Barenthal, murdered John Barenthal's parents, so he devotes his life to creating a way to go back in time to kill the two people who were responsible for the child that murdered his parents in the future. And then once they catch John Barenthal, because all good villains get caught, they put him on an airplane, and they're flying this airplane with a bunch of other prisoners on it. And during that, John Barenthal's character knows all this stuff because he studied the 90s, because this movie is set in 1999. He studied the 90s before he traveled back in time, and so he knows how to get out of these primitive handcuffs because he's from the future. he gets out of his handcuffs, and with the help of the other people on the plane, they take the plane down, but they crash landed into the middle of the water where they happen to find this facility. And then Ryan Reynolds is knocked unconscious during this. So he takes Ryan Reynolds' body and he finds a scientist that can swap John Barenthal's face with Ryan Reynolds' face. So then, much like Jason's movie, we've got this Freaky Friday thing when they're in each other's bodies, but it's so that he can make sure that because like at this point he's been separate, like he kidnapped Anna Kendrick but didn't have time to kill her, so now he's swapping body or faces with Ryan Reynolds so that he can get closer to her again. But then like we're gonna have this flashback scene where like when they were young, they had like this thing between the two of them that only they knew. And so when he shows up, he's like acting weird to Anna Kendrick, and she like makes reference to this thing that only he would know. And John Barenthal / Ryan Reynolds gets it wrong, and so she shoots him because she's like, "Oh, you're not my brother." And then he ends up dying. And then like so, we all are meant. No, not the audience would know by that point, so they wouldn't really know that it's, I mean, so then it gets kind of convoluted, and then like some other characters start showing up from the future, and then they're all like, no, we got to fix this, so we're going to go back to the past, to the future to try to just stop all this shit from happening. And then we end the movie back at the first scene, and somebody shows up, and they're like, hey, like, you guys don't really need to do this street racing stuff tonight, like, you should probably not do it. And then they don't, and so Matthew Lillard doesn't die, and then like it's just this happy ending where like Matthew Lillard and Anna Kendrick are like flirting with each other. And I'm gonna call this movie Bonkers. That's the name of my movie.
Bonkers.
So that's my pitch.
Okay.
And I appreciate you guys listening to that insane rambling that I put together for my Blockbuster. I will gladly go see all of your movies, and I appreciate your time being a part of this. I had a great time drafting. It's a lot of fun. This is actually a pretty short episode. Has anybody seen anything recently they want to talk about? Like Snow? You haven't been offered.
Yeah,
I got a you have a question.
We got to give us the guys. There's someone we got to mention. We got to give him a little love here, and hopefully he makes an appearance on a new movie coming out this summer. I'm sure everybody's going to be at it.
Oh, okay. Who's that?
Oh boy.
Oh, look at that.
Hopefully he gets in.
Did you get that from like the original Stan D in 2000?
Yeah.
Is that where that's from?
Yeah. That's
no. Jason, did you get that Stan D for him?
I don't remember. Like that would have been. Okay. That might have been the second movie because I thought the first one we just got the
giant X. That's right.
So, but
you want to talk about that's a character to get.
James Marsden definitely did not get cast in anything. So Snow, you seen any movies recently you want to talk about? Anything you like?
What's the last thing I saw? Oh, Quiet Place, Day One.
Yeah, that was not very fun, not very enjoyable.
No, it was quiet, but I still like what's his nuts, Eddie. I will always call him Eddie. I'm sure I'll learn how to figure out his real name eventually, but I thought he was pretty cool in it. But the rest of it was kind of like, it's consistent.
Yeah,
the irony of watching movies like The Quiet Place and Dolby surround sound just blows my mind. This is like why, but okay.
You could be like Shane and I, who got to go watch it with some annoying pricks who decided that they would make noise. Like they showed up late.
Oh wow!
In front of us, they talked out loud. Their phone rang. And am I missing anything else, Shane? Pretty sure that
pretty much covers it. It was probably one of the worst movie going experiences. Like I didn't really care for the movie as a movie, but like as far as the whole movie going experience, it was pretty terrible.
Wow.
It was awfully ridiculous that people still do that kind of crap. So
and when Joel and I last week went and saw Maxine, we had a terrible experience also where like these people showed up about 10 minutes late into the movie, used their phone on full brightness to walk down the aisle in front of us.
Yeah. I hate that
realized, this isn't where we're supposed to sit, turned around and went back to the first 3 seats in the row in front of us, still had his phone on, full brightness, sat for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then apparently realized they were in the wrong movie because with his phone still not shut off, got back up and walked out of the theater. Like,
Wow.
yeah, just it's back to back weeks that like. I mean, I guess it's probably good that theaters are getting busy again. And like, I'm happy for all of our friends that are still in that business. Like, I'm happy for them having business again. But like, I remember why it was nice going to Thursday night movies with hardly
Yeah.
anybody else in the theater because it was a lot more enjoyable to watch a movie and not deal with the kind of customers I've had these last 2 weeks.
Miss the midnight movie going days. Ugh.
Oh, those were a lot of fun. Those
Yeah.
I do miss those as well.
But God, I hate people.
Thanks, Joker wannabe movie theater shooter upper guy.
Oh, that guy too.
I think Snow is just talking about our midnight movies without people in the audience.
Yeah, it was just us and giant bags of popcorn and
Good times. Mayor, I think Quiet Place was the last thing you and I saw together. Have you seen anything else without me?
I watched the latest Beverly Hills Cop.
oh shit, I didn't
I
watch
haven't
that.
watched it yet. Any good?
It's fine. It's
Better than I thought it was gonna be, though, right?
it's better than I thought it was going to be.
There you go.
Better than part 3.
Oh God, yes.
My own, but one of like the main, I don't know, and it's been a long time since I watched 1 or 2. But like there's some very normal cookie cutter moments as far as the like script goes. So, but overall, it was enjoyable enough to watch. So
I don't know why I thought it was a series until like a couple of weeks ago when I saw new movie coming or whatever. Like for some reason I thought it was a Netflix
They've
series.
gone back and forth with that. It was supposed to be
Were they?
with Brendan T. Somebody who was ever supposed to be his son, but then they keep going back
Okay.
to this. So I think they're fine. Just leave it as is.
So did you watch it, Snow?
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, I like
he has a daughter in this instead of a son, and
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean it was kind of fun to go back into that world, but it's also like, come on, it's just like Martin Riggs and Murtaugh coming back, right? Like they're still talking about making a 5th one of those.
Yeah.
These guys are in their 70s.
Yeah. And they're eating up the nostalgia. I mean, they played
not even
every
pop.
song.
They wouldn't even let them be cops anymore because they're that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't understand even the talks about doing a 5th one of those.
So
Well, Mel Gibson's directing it, from what I heard, because the dude who
Yeah,
died, Richard Donner, I guess, had a script and he wanted to see it happen, and he said he'll take over the reins, or from what I read. But
yeah, apparently I saw the same thing, and he said that Richard Donner said, "Hey, don't let anybody." Since he was the one who made the first 4, he said, "Don't let anybody else make the 5th one except for you." As far as directing it goes, so I mean, I'd watch it because it is what it is. But it's like, come on, man! Like
you think they're too old for this shit?
they got their asses kicked by Jet Li last time.
Yeah.
What are you going to do to top that? Like, are they going to be in walkers or wheelchairs? I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's worth revisiting. So, but it's not like Hollywood listens to us.
It's true.
Mark, you recently went to a con. You want to talk about that a little bit and the people that you saw there?
Oh yeah,
What's up?
I was asking if you saw Jennifer Love Hewitt or not.
Was she supposed to be there?
No, I was just
no.
No. Okay.
See, Shane, you perked up on that.
I did. I was like, I can't believe I missed this con that she was at. I would have gone.
Yeah,
Okay, so-
it was.
You went to the Day of the Dead convention, right?
Yeah, like I said, I got. How many are maybe 5 autographs, mainly stunt guys, and
Okay.
like I said, Chucky.
Yep. Brad Dourif
Dourif?
from
Yeah.
Brad Dourif. Yep. From
Yeah,
the original Child's Play and Urban Legend, and
Yeah,
I can't think of what else he's done.
Aliens Resurrection.
Hmm.
yeah.
You know. There's a reason why I didn't remember that he was in that.
Yeah, I know, but I just remember.
Because I took
Wormtongue. I guess he was Wormtongue in Lord of the Rings.
Wormtongue,
yeah, and then what was that? Tons of horror movies he's been in.
What did you have him sign? Did he sign a Child's Play poster for you?
No, One Flew Over Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh yeah, One Flew. That's right. Yeah.
Which I think it's the second edition, so it's 78. The poster is, so it's not the first edition poster. So, but it's still there.
Still cool. Yeah, it's still awesome.
Yeah. Because that movie, I remember seeing that. Spoiler. That's part of my answer. That was the first movie. Like, I remember you said one of your questions, like, what's one of the first movies?
Oh yeah. Oh, you're talking about when we have you redo the Hermit's questionnaire before we end the show.
Yeah.
One of the first movies you remember seeing in the theater.
Well, no, remember it's the first time I remember it being. Remember you said art or like serious or like.
Okay. The first movie that made you realize it was an art. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, it was different because I remember at that time it was real young. It was like movies. Everything's like fighting and comedy and action, right?
Yep.
And I remember seeing that, and then I remember like sitting there like, this isn't a movie. I'm not having fun. Like it was sad at the end.
Yeah.
I didn't get it as a kid. I'm like, well, I don't understand what's going on. So there's a nostalgic. That's why I love that movie. I love it. It's it's a great forgotten movie. No one ever talks about it.
Well, and you were talking about it or hinting at it a few minutes ago, and we're all Marvel people here. So what's the level of excitement for Deadpool versus Wolverine amongst us? Like hopeful optimism or just completely not? Jason, what is that face all about?
Shane, my white whale is going to be in Chicago in September.
Who is your white whale? Gina Torres?
She's going to be there.
No. Really?
Yep. September 14th September 14th and 15th. It's supposed to be Epic Cons, Chicago 2.
I'm there.
I
need to sign my shit too.
I mean, if you guys are serious about going, I can probably make it work.
Dude, she doesn't go where she's like
never tours. Philadelphia was like the closest I saw her to a while ago.
I almost went to Philadelphia for it because I was just I was like, but I'd have to drive straight through because I had something coming up. So it was like I'd have to drive straight through, get there, get her to sign it, and basically just get right back in the car and drive home because I had something going on.
Well, who else is going to be there?
Well, and here's what sucks. I do apologize. I will not be available that weekend. That weekend, I am in Green Bay for the Colts-Packers game. So
you can go to this on Saturday and then go to the game on Sunday.
Yeah, are you going to Green Bay?
We're driving to Green Bay on Friday and coming back on Monday. So I will be in Green Bay the entire weekend. And that's
on the way to Green Bay.
Again, I'm not driving. I am along for the ride with the people that are taking me up to Green Bay and
Miller.
The Miller brothers and Mr. Nick Joy. I'm going up to Green Bay with. So I wish I could go with you guys. I'll be in Chicago like 3 weeks before that to see the Back to the Future Broadway musical playing in Chicago, and then I'll be in Chicago hopefully with Snow in October. If you buy
the plan.
Okay. Snow and I are supposed to be going to Chicago in October, so I got 2 Chicago trips coming up. I would gladly have made it a third one if I wasn't in Green Bay. Jason, I fully support and hope that you go because it's her and Sean Mayer are the last 2 signatures you need.
No, it's just her.
Just her. Oh, okay.
Just her. I don't. But I missed Ron, so I need a Ouija board to get Ron glasses. But besides that. It's
Jason is the lucky one that was smart enough to get Ron Glass when he had the chance.
Damn it!
I would have paid for yours, Shane. I knew you were saving money. If you would have just mentioned it, I would have taken care of you.
I was in a much tougher financial situation back then, and I wish I would have not had my pride in the way to ask for your help that day. But yeah,
Yeah, September 14th and 15th. Now I got to make sure that I have nothing on those days.
66 days. I'm looking now.
I don't think I have anything. I think I'm gonna end up in Chicago at least for a day. So
I swear to
I
God.
100% support that. I think you need to do it, and I
oh, she's gonna cancel though. She always
Cancel them taking
cancels.
hostages. I'm kind of
So anyway, Deadpool, Wolverine. You were asking that.
yes.
So
Sorry. Yes, go.
yeah, whole really optimistic over it. I'm not expecting it to be good. Just for the simple fact that Marvel has been striking out left and right for a lot of things. Probably, I don't know off the top of my head. I've liked two things since the end of whatever wave that was. Was that four? Was
Or,
the end?
yeah. Endgame ended 4.
Endgame and
And then
Spider-Man
yeah.
No Way Home was the last of that series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was wave 4 or whatever. Ever since then, I've liked two, I think. One of them being Hawkman or Hawkeye. Sorry, Hawkeye.
TV
Yeah, that
shows
was fun.
And then I kind of liked Doctor Strange. The more I think about it, the more I'm annoyed with that movie. But it's like, while I was watching it, I was entertained enough. But I would say that those are the only two things that are like on my like board for the most part. Everything else kind of falls side, like is just not nearly good enough anymore. But Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, they got Hugh Jackman to come back, so I'm super excited about that. I'm hoping it's not just a cash grab and that it is just ridiculous and silly and stupid and fun. And I hope that they set everything up properly for. I want them to kind of get back to what we've talked about on this before, where they set up the next movie. They set up the next thing that they're doing. It's not just, oh, hey, look, there's Deadpool walking in a bathrobe towards the camera via Ferris Bueller style or whatever. Give me something of substance. They tried to do that with a couple of movies in this ever since that point. Eternals is like the only one I felt like it was trying to do something, and then like nothing's happened because of how bad that movie was. So, but yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. Mark, Snow.
So, yeah. What are you thinking, Snow?
I'm hoping and we always do this going in with high expectations, but like he even said in the damn trailer, I hope he is Marvel's Messiah. I think Marvel Jesus or whatever, because everybody knows it. I mean, the fans know it, the higher ups, Feige, they all know it's kind of been swinging a miss. That's why they're focusing more on quantity over quality. They're scaling back and everything so they can have more quality instead of quantity out there. So I hope this reboots the whole damn thing, the whole damn world, and they come out swinging like they did. I mean, ever since Robert Downey left, they even talked about even bringing him back somehow just to get people to care about it again. So I think if anyone can do it, Ryan Reynolds, sprinkle in some Hugh. I think they can do some damage. I think they make it put asses back in seats.
Do you think that the plot of this movie is going to merge all timelines together so that we can?
I think by the end of this, it all ties in. Every dimension, every universe, every TV show. By them throwing in the TVA, that pretty much opens up everything. And I've heard, the amount of variants of Deadpools and Wolverines they got showing up from Patch to. I heard a rumor either Taylor Swift or Blake Lively's playing Lady Deadpool. I've heard, so many different versions and so many different actors are playing characters of them that they're tying in, bringing back people from those, like Sabretooth dude, Tyler Charmaine, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, they're going back, they're going forward, they're going side to side. I think they're doing whatever it takes to get people to care again. And I think they know they need to tie everything together to make people care again.
Well, I heard that like Ryan Reynolds sent like multiple scripts to Kevin Feige, and he kept saying, "No, we're not doing it, we're not doing it." And they finally sent him a script that he liked. So it was his third or fourth script or something like that that he sent, that he finally agreed that he'd make it. So
Who agreed to? Like Feige was sending them to Ryan Reynolds, or Ryan Reynolds was sending them to Feige?
Ryan Reynolds to Feige.
Okay, gotcha.
So
interesting. Mark, what are your thoughts and feelings on it? Are you excited at all, or just kind of blah?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be there watching it, but I'm a comic snob, so I'm going to be. I've said this. I mean, I love the first two X-Men. They're fine. I understand this is the closest where we're going to get to it. I stand by my comments, and I've said this years ago, and it'll hold true even after this. We haven't got X-Men on film yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We haven't got them on film yet. Sorry, guys. Like, cool. Yeah. As close as ever going to be. They'll never do it. But that's the books, and that ain't it.
Well, and what's interesting, right? And like Mark, you and I used to, I mean, we grew up reading them together. But it's one of those things to me where, like, I think you're right, because X-Men, it's kind of like Serenity, like, or Firefly. Like, it's a family. Like, these people love each other and willing to do anything for one another. Yeah, there's some fighting just like you would have with like siblings and stuff, but there's dark family and stupid shit that is going to be there. But this is a family. These are people who so care about each other.
And I think X-Men 97 ties into that more than the movies have.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have, I mean, like, you know, another Hugh Jackman movie that comes to my mind is you have all these misfits in The Greatest Showman. You have all misfits who are literally thrown together, and then they are a family. And I agree with you, Mark. Like, we haven't seen something that shows cohesiveness all yet.
Yeah, and that's what's missing.
But you think about it, like, I think a lot of the Avengers series with the MCU had that family kind of feel with each other. So I know that it can be obtained, but I think you're right. We haven't seen it yet. So hopefully we can get something like that.
And I actually like the other guy better, Sabred.
Leah Shriver?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, because he had the voice and he was talking and taunting and all that stuff.
Yeah, he pulled it off better. I
agree. He's more Victor Creed than
way more.
Because he's an actual actor.
Yeah.
Taylor Made.
Not a wrestler. Not a wrestler turned actor.
Yeah.
No.
And my boy here got screwed, man.
He did. He absolutely did.
They blew him up, man.
I read something about that movie not too long ago. I don't remember what it was now, but it was talking about a lot of the stuff that went wrong with that movie.
With the third one?
Oh,
when they killed him, I was like, wait a minute, hang on. He's not dead. Well, what are they doing here? Like I was doing that, like he's not dead, not now. I was looking, like, you look at your watch, like, dude, it just started.
Well, yeah. He was like contractually obligated to do something else, so he couldn't appear in the movie. So that's why they only got him for like one day of filming, and so that's why.
I'll say this, dude. I'm an all-time Wolverine fan. Right?
Uh-huh.
Cyclops is the greatest X-Men ever. No, he is.
Okay. I would say the most recent X-Men 97 has definitely upped his stock for me.
Yeah, like
they used him properly finally, and I think he was amazing.
Yeah, like I said, if you go back and think about that, think of the integrity, read the book, just go back to the books. Look at Scott's story arc, man. No one touched.
Well, and the problem with that one for me is that later on, close to the end of me reading, they started having him do some shit that just did not feel like Scott anymore. Like,
dude, every character. at the end.
Yeah, good point. But
yeah, dude,
specifically, he was the Boy Scout, and he was tried and true through everything, decades and decades and decades. And then all of a sudden, it was like, oh no, I'm gonna kill this kid, and I'm gonna do the. And it was just like, what's going on here? What? Like you literally ripped apart everything.
They took his fiber, who he is, and it's that wasn't him. Yeah. And he would sacrifice himself in a second for that team.
Yep.
Absolutely. And then it's like, and he just gets pushed aside in those movies. Like, I mean, the second one, he's barely in it,
Yeah, because they knock him out right at the beginning.
It's like, I'm like, what's going on? And dude, I'm the OG Logan fan right here, dude. We're talking almost 40 years of it, dude, it's like, and I'm like, and I want me some Cyclops, man.
Yeah, well,
go ahead, Shane.
Oh, I was gonna say we can hope that they do some justice somehow in the Deadpool Wolverine movie, and I agree. I hope it's decent. I hope it has a good story. I hope it sets up bringing everything together. And which I asked if you thought that this movie would be the one that merges all the timelines, but then I think. Isn't there rumors that Secret Wars is going to be the one to do that? Like, isn't the Secret Wars comic the one where they ended up merging all the timelines together?
Well, at least all the characters, but yeah.
I can't remember. It's been a very long time since I read it.
Character-wise, they were all brought in by like a Beyonder or some crazy entity.
There was a battle planet, right? Like they were just fighting.
Yeah, Battle World, and Doctor Doom was trying to take over that shit too. Yeah, it's been a while, but
that's the one where they brought like a bunch of variants from different timelines together to that planet or something. Isn't that what I read the plot of Secret Wars was? No,
that might be the plot of the movie, but the plot of the comic
totally different.
Is quite different. If I'm remembering correctly, it was literally like who was bad enough to take on the Beyonder. It was then able to beat him.
Think of it like Marvel's, like a Hungry Games kind of.
Yeah, it was.
And then they broke up into factions, and Magneto was running a crew, and Doom was running a crew, and Cyclops and Cap, and all of them were running their own crews.
Yeah, it was. So, I mean, we can hope, right? But Disney kind of tends to do this. With all sorts of IPs that they keep getting a hold of. So we can hope that this does well, but once again, I've got my hopes high, but I am not expecting anything out of this.
Do you think we'll get that second Sabretooth with
Lee Schreiber? I would love to see both of them in this movie. That would be awesome.
Right. That would be awesome.
He ain't doing nothing right now. Ray Donovan's over. Why the hell not?
So, I think you're right though. He was better at Sabretooth than Tyler. And I don't think that it was anything against Maine as an actor. It was more along the lines of Bryan Singer's vision for the movie and the way that he was being portrayed in the film. I think so. I can't, would Tyler Mane do as good as Leo Schreiber? No, I don't think so at any point in time. Because you're right, he is a classically trained actor. He was psychotic, and there was method to it. Whereas Tyler Mane, Sabretooth is just like raw, animalistic, and
it's funny because you say, remember, this is the irony of it, because remember Tyler Mane was the next. He was wrestling, right?
Yep.
Remember how wrestlers got to cut promos, and they've got to really be good actors. He could actually cut a promo. He could destroy Tyler Mane in a promo if he really wanted to do a promo and cut that in. And I mean, just watch. The movie's not great; it's bad, but you watch him. It's way more sadistic, way more like I'm like, dude, that dude would would make a great wrestler. So that's the point.
Yeah. I'm following you now.
That's the irony of it. It's like you got to be a good talker, and you got to have that it back, and he had it. So that's why I always watch that. Like I didn't, like if you think about it, I know his look. He just did the the sideburns and the shorter hair. But imagine if they really done him up and just let him go. As Saber really did, like, do the whole fangs and costume, do the wild looking hair. Oh, dude, he could do it. Yeah.
We can cross our fingers and hope that we get it. And I think that would be really cool to do.
It's cotton, man.
And we agree.
Hot and weary.
Hot and weary. It always goes back to Scream. Everything always connects back to Scream.
Well, Shane, that's why I know yeah.
Absolutely. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for your time tonight. Thank you for the draft. Thank you for talking to me about Deadpool versus Wolverine in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I appreciate all your time. I have no idea what Jason and I are talking about for our August episode, but we'll be back in about 2 weeks to talk about something. We'll get it figured out before then. All right. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.
Later.